using the fabulous Winning stamp set from Reverse Confetti, along with the matching confetti cards, also titled Winning. And I'm going to show you how I like to colour this wonderful trophy in the set. So I'm going to use Copics today, and I've stamped the image on Nina Classic Crest cardstock using Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I'm going to use 5 Copics today. I've got Y02, Y13, Y15, Y17 and Y28. So to begin with, I like to just lay a base of the lightest colour. And I'm going to leave quite a large white area to begin with, and that's going to be the highlight on our trophy. I'm going to my next colour, which is Y13, and I'm just going to flick inwards. And I'm going to work light to dark, and then I'm going to work backwards. And I don't blend these together a huge amount, like I don't make it completely smooth. So I'm just flicking, and these are not delicate flicks, these are big, thick strokes that I'm doing. I'm going to the Y17 now, and every layer that I do, I'm going a little less into the colour. So I'm making each sort of line of flicks a little thinner. And the last colour I'm going to use is Y28. This is called Lionette Gold. And it doesn't really blend with the others, but I like to use it for sort of contrast. I am not a Copic expert by any means. This is just how I like to do it. Okay, so now I'm going to go backwards and sort of blend that out just a little bit. Like I say, it won't blend completely, but I really like that look. If you wanted it to be a little smoother, maybe leave off that last colour, or experiment with colour blends that you like. Now I'm going to work into that highlight a little bit more, not from this side, but from here. I'm going to go into it because I don't want it to be quite that wide, but it's easier to leave a lot of highlight to begin with and then work into it at the end. Now, it will look a little bit different once the Copics dry as well. So that's how my trophy looks so far. I'm just going to go along and do the rest. So with this lightest colour Y02, I'm really just sort of adding a base for all the other colours. And I'm not being too careful with it at all. And then probably, because these areas are a bit smaller, I won't bother going light to dark and then back. I'll just lay my base down and start adding just little bits. As you can see, I am not being a perfectionist about this at all. Go to Y15. I'm just going to start smoothing it out a little bit. I just realised I've forgotten the inside of the trophy. I always forget something. So I'm going to go back in a second and do that. Now, invariably, I tend to go over the edges a little bit, so I am going to attempt to clean that up a tiny bit before I cut this out. And cutting this out is super simple with the confetti cuts. Right, so here I've got Y02, now I'm just using Y13, Y15, I'm just sort of going around the lip of the trophy there. also like to do this with either the warm greys or the cool greys as well. Looks really good. But that's our finished trophy. I'm just going to try and find my, here we go, colourless blender. And I'll go around and clean those up a bit. So there we have our trophy. And I'm going to use now these confetti cuts are going to come all wired together, so I've just snapped them apart. And I'm just going to lay that over top and line it up. And then I like to use a little bit of washi tape to hold it in place while I run it through my die cut machine. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'll show you how I'm going to assemble the card. Okay, so I've run my trophy through my die cut machine, and I can just pop that out, put that to the side. As you can see, it cuts perfectly, and it even cuts inside these little handles, which I love because fussy cutting those would be a bit tedious. So I'm going to use a white card base today, and to begin with I'm going to sort of do a cluster of elements, and I'm going to start with the So Stripey set, and I'm going to use this graduated stripe from the top with some Memento Luxe ink. I have that ready to go. I really like this ink. It works really well with these bold stamps. I'm going to stamp that near to, I don't want the thick stripe. I'll have the thick stripe at the top, I think. And then over top of that I'm going to use a piece from the Oh My Stars confetti cuts. So this border is fantastic because it goes across the entire width of a standard card base. And you also get these other little stars. And what I wanted to show you was, this is what the border looks like when it's cut out. But from the same piece, you also get this fun, like I really like this negative part of the die as well. And you get a couple of bonus stars, so I might use those on the card later, maybe. It's good to have those little pieces there in case you want to add them. And I've put foam adhesive on the back of this, so I will tediously pull those off. I know it's a pain. I'm going to adhere that sort of over this border a little bit. Before I adhere the trophy, I am going to use this Starburst. I really like this coming out of the trophy in the winning stamp set. I'm going to use a gold ink, Golden Glitz I think this one's called. I'm just going to, and then what I do, I always do this after I've cut out the trophy, so you can sort of line it up and sort of plan where you're going to have it, and then just move it away. Stamp that. Oh, it's so pretty. You get that wow effect every single time you stamp that. I'm going to adhere that so that it's also coming out of the top. There are lots of sentiments to choose from this set. I'm going to use Way to Go. It's such a cool set, and this would make quite a cool back to school set as well. I know in North America a lot of kids are heading back to school after summer. Of course we're suffering through winter here in New Zealand. Just going to stamp this in Memento Luxe. So I'm going to add just a little bit of sparkle with these royal blue sequins. I think I'm just going to put 3. Here, just for a little something extra. And then to finish off your trophy, if you like, you can use a wink of Stella brush. Now, be aware that the coloured ones, they actually have quite a lot of pigment in them, so if you went over that with a gold, you would lose a lot of the Copic work that you've done. So I like to use the clear, and I know you're not going to be able to see this probably, but just brush it over quickly. Now sometimes I find it does smear the inks that I've used, so I do try to sort of keep it away from there just in case, especially because I'm putting this on last. If you had done this first, which a smart person would do, it wouldn't matter so much if you smeared. Right now if it smears, it's going to ruin my entire card. But there we go, we're golden. So that is a card made with the winning stamp set, the winning confetti cuts. I have some here, and the other one's there. So striky, and oh my stars, all from reverseconfetti.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.